next adventure pushes me outside of my comfort zone.
Motocross is a completely different animal than riding a dirt bike in the mountains. I'm really inexperienced with motocross. The height of the jumps, the speed, it all really scares me. That's probably why I'm seeking it out. This is my riding footage from about a month ago. My adrenaline riding this track was off the charts. I was absolutely hooked on the thrills. After I left the track, I reviewed the footage, and I had this overwhelming feeling of I can do better. I know I can jump further, I know I can ride faster, I know I can corner better. And so, here we are, fueling up and heading out for the next electric adventure at the motocross track. While the back of the van is aesthetic and functional, the front is just functional. It's kind of beat up. What it lacks in looks, it makes up for in preparedness. I've got a lot of tools, and since we have about a 45-minute drive to the motocross track, I'm going to list all the tools that I have in this van. Metric wrench set, coolant, soldering iron, solder with flux, drill, riv nut maker. We're here. It's time to open up the van and set up the bike. The first thing you can't help but notice is the sound. It's loud, it's overwhelming. It's really intimidating, honestly. It's nothing like the serene experience I had in the mountains on my electric dirt bike. A little bit of context around motocross. I stand out a lot. Anyone riding motocross with an electric dirt bike stands out a lot. Some of the riders here will be intrigued, ask questions, and see electric as potentially playing a role in the future of motocross. Other riders will look at me like I just ordered tofu at a steakhouse. Now that things are set up, let's get suited and booted. I go with my clear goggles because it is rainy and overcast today.
Of course I have to pee immediately as soon as I put the pants on.
Me trying to play it cool in spite of being quite nervous. Electric vehicles, like this Stark Varg, are a giant leap ahead of their fossil fuel counterparts. So much so, and I know this sounds crazy, that this is the most powerful dirt bike on the track here today and in all of motocross. A powerful gas bike has about 60 horsepower, whereas the Stark Varg has 80 horsepower, which means my bike is more powerful and it runs on sunshine. Now, before I hype everyone up too much, please understand I'm just a beginner at motocross and the bike is faster than I can ride it. Nonetheless, I'm here to send it, so let's ride. The conditions are so muddy and so slippery, I'm having trouble just making it around the track. What affects me most as a rider is losing the predictability of how the bike will handle in corners, on a jump face, and in a landing. Here's where I went down.
Yeah, I saw you getting up over there. I don't know what happened.
It was just a dumb fall, man. The front end, I just didn't hit it with enough speed.
Oh,
So
it slipped out the side?
Slipped outside, yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Yes, it hurt much more than I was letting on, so I stopped for the day. Just kidding, you know I got back out there. The track, the conditions were so wet and so slippery. With my skill level, I wasn't able to ride as fast as I wanted to. I'm happy to see that I rode hard, as evidenced by the fact that I can't lift the bike up onto the stand anymore. Maybe this time I'll get it. Nope. Actually, I'm just gonna leave it. Just gonna leave it right here. Here's my bike leaned against, not on, the stand. The rain is getting heavier, plus I'm exhausted. Now, I call it a day. The inside of the van stayed surprisingly clean, so a quick sweep was all that took. The heavy mud on the bike and my boots stayed outside of the van. And so I left, power washed my bike, forgot to open up the storage box on back, so my boots just stayed dirty. Rookie mistake. That evening, the sunset was beautiful. It reminded me to stop and reflect on the day that I had. I imagined ideal conditions, high jumps, fast speeds, and a lot of fun. Unlike my imagination, I was quickly humbled on the track. It was so slippery, I felt forced into survival mode. This adventure brought me even further outside of my comfort zone than I was expecting. Life is like that sometimes. This may seem like a natural end to the story. It's not though. We got one more day in the weekend, let's get after it. I answer a call from Matt and Kenji saying, let's go spearfishing, so how do you say no? I've never been spearfishing, but a major part of my van life experience is learning from the people who I meet. In Matt and Kenji's world, this is pretty normal, so I'm really excited to learn from them. As we're open ocean swimming from right off the beach, the hardest part is right at the beginning, as we need to make it through the breaking waves. I'd like to say I'm a pretty strong swimmer, but I was pretty overwhelmed immediately. Plus, I was trying not to question my equipment. You'll know why when I flash back to Matt, Kenji, and I preparing for the day. We were dealing with a broken flipper, so we tried to fix it.
That's probably really toxic.
Make sure you inhale it.
We want that to be closed. Duct tape fixes everything.
Seriously? Well done, Kenji. It actually worked pretty well, and the logo was a nice touch. As you can see, we were suited and booted, equipment in tip-top shape. Must have been the duct tape, everything held up, and we made it through the breakers. Once we got out there, it was pretty magical. Matt started this day with a 17-mile run, and he can hold his breath for over 3 minutes. So when he started sharing his knowledge on freediving, I listened. He emphasized the preparation for a dive, inviting stillness into your whole body, lengthening your exhales much longer than your inhales, and moving your muscles as efficiently as possible. Kenji, with all the confidence in the world, repaired that flipper that held up for the entire swim. As we return to the sandy beach we started on, I reflect on yesterday's solo moto adventure and today's spearfishing with friends. I believe it's healthy to maintain a balance between forging your own way and learning from others. So thank you for letting me learn from you, Matt and Kenji. You're a great catch.
This is the fish we caught?
You're a great catch? Who let that sentence end up in the final video? It's so much fun making these. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. I'm going to make more cool stuff, and all of your likes really encourage me, so thank you.